they asked about Tyler Smith being a day one starter. Will McClay said this.
I see him as a young man. Any of these guys coming in, they're going to compete to start. I mean, to say somebody's going to come in and be an immediate starter, I think we have good players here. We wanted to add good players to that mix, and the best way to find out about somebody is put competition in front of them, and that brings out the best of everyone. So if we have competitive people, that gives us a chance. Can he start? He has ability to start, but I'm not promising anything to anybody or saying anything crazy. It's going to be a good battle.
I like that, making a guy.
Wait, there we go. Hey man, I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. You know, that if you draft Tyler Smith day one to be to come in and be left guard, it's Tyler Smith's job.
Yeah.
If you're Conor McGregor, and I said on purpose that time, if you're Conor McGregor and you take the job, you have to do a stellar job to take that job.
Yeah.
And if you take the job, then you truly earned it. But money is all about the money. It's all about the capital. It's all about the value, man. Tyler Smith is going to be your day one starter going into camp, and I ain't trying to hear nothing else. I ain't trying to hear a thing else. Now, does he have to come in and compete and learn and develop? Sure. And does he have to figure things out to probably be left tackle of the future? Absolutely. But in terms of like day one guy, Tyler Smith is going to be your left guard for sure. In terms of Jalen Tolbert and Sam Williams and the rest of the cats, that kind of more leads more to them that they have to come in and, like fight for the job,
I think you'll see the whole, hey, rookie, carry my shoulder pads thing with Tyler Smith. But once it's time, right? Like once we get to camp, you might even see it in mini camp, and it's time to start installing stuff. Hey, Conor McGregor. Come on, have a seat, big fella.
Conor McGregor go have the hose. But now, look, let me ask you this. Because, just being around football for so long, I just kind of feel how these exchanges go, right? Yeah. Dez wasn't carry my pads guy because Dez came in and he was like that dude day one. Did Micah ever have to carry pads?
That's a good question. I mean, they did look. I don't even know if they do extreme initiation things anymore, which carrying pads ain't extreme. But yeah. I didn't hear no stories like that. I think I heard Micah had to pay for dinner or something like that. But
yeah, cool. I'd imagine if you try to make Micah carry pads. Micah, look, you can't ask somebody to carry pads that just smoked you at practice. You know what
I mean? That'd have been interesting. You know what I mean? Definitely. Then again, he really liked Jalen Smith. So like, if Jalen would have been like trying to jab at him, I don't think Dez like Roy Williams. Like, dog, are you kidding me? They drafted me because you trash. So what you talking about?
They brought me here to take your spot.
Exactly.
Conor McGovern telling Tyler Smith to carry his pads is crazy. Anyway, where we at? 83. Cool. They asked Will McClay about Arkansas's John Ridgeway and his role with this team and how he fits.
It's a big man's game, and big men that do the right things and know who they are. He's not a guy that's going to say, "Oh, put me in on third down because I want to rush the passer." No, he's going to be in on first and second downs, and he's going to get us to those situations where maybe he will have a chance to rush. But he knows what he is. He knows what he's all about. He realizes the importance of his role within the defense and within the team. And so, in this day and age where everybody's got their own brand and they want all of that, this guy knows who he is. He knows what he's all about. And that's something that's going to be important to our defense, especially, in our division, moving forward. You got to win the division first. You got to stop the run first.
Yeah.
Hey, man, and this isn't the first time that we've heard something about this while we're talking about Ridgeway. Will's still the best in the business, by the way. We're just talking about, these one techs and like mindset. These guys with, how do they think? Like, what do they think their job is? And are they all in on their job? Hey, man, coach, I'm not here to pass rush. I ain't really here to play, B gap and nothing like that. I don't want to be a versatile player. I'm 330, coach. I'm big as hell. Let me be a space eater, and I'm cool with that being my job. Let me break somebody's neck. Let me hit somebody hard to make the crowd go, John Ridgeway knows his job. And I think about Bohanna last year, right? Bohanna came out with a quote last year. He says, hey, man, I'm here to be linebacker's best friend. I'm here to keep those dudes clean. It's just understanding your job. That's more so of a culture thing. If you put that on Mike McCarthy, shouts out to Mike McCarthy for keeping that message consistent. Everybody just kind of being in tune with their job. Y'all love Bill Belichick. You love to do your job quote. I like the idea that he's coming in as a young man, senior Senior Bowl guys. He's like, what, 23 or something, relatively. But he understands his job coming in, and there's a whole bunch to like about that. Will, did you have something on that?
I just love the mindset change. You know, we come from, what, 8 years of Rod Marinelli, where get those dudes out of my face, and you wonder why you get, you know, pushed back from time to time. To see that Dan Quinn is now implementing big boys that have that mindset, right? Keep my guys clean, like you said. Bohanna said that. And then you hear Will McClay talk about Ridgeway knows what his role is. You absolutely need that come playoff time, period.
Sure. You need that, man. And you know, I was saying, I forgot where I said this. It was somebody's show, I believe. But you know, even if you get better, like you have to get better all around. Like even depth matters. So Ridgeway may not be a starter for you, and he may only play 20 or so snaps, maybe 25 snaps. But back in the day, not back in the day, but like last year, when Carlos Watkins came off the field, somebody had to come on. And you got to be good at those spots too, because it's going to be rotation in there. So he's going to come in. He's going to make Bohanna better. He's going to push Bohanna. If he can't take Bohanna's job, that's good for you, because Bohanna's been playing his ass off. If that's the case, if he takes Bohanna's job, hey, you just came in and took a veteran's job, my guy. So hey, man, mindset's fantastic. We love it. If y'all want to call into the show, if y'all just have any thoughts and opinions that y'all may want to touch on, just anything in general, or what we're talking about today, the numbers on the screen: 202-926-1127, access code 309104. Let's get back into this Will McClay audio. They asked him about Waletzko, and you know, we were just talking about Waletzko from a Voch and Will Steele point of view, right? And you know, it's hard to find film on Waletzko because he plays at regular North Dakota, not North Dakota State, just regular ass North Dakota. It was hard to find film on him, but it's only a handful of places you're gonna find film on him. So we have a pretty decent idea of Waletzko, but let's get Will McClay's thought on him.
What you have is a guy that can play tackle at either side. He's got prototypical measurements, and then he has movement with it. And then to go on top of it is the intelligence and the toughness. And he's not going to let anybody get to the quarterback, and will do whatever he can to stop them from getting to the quarterback. And that was very evident in visiting with him, you know, starting at the Senior Bowl and spending more time with him, and then the area scout being so strong on who he thinks the kid is and how he can help us. But he's got the arm length, and to be 6'7", to be able to bend and to be able to slide laterally and do some of the things that he can do, gives you some hope that he can develop into a starter type player.
Two things, man: Senior Bowl and traits. Will McClay talked about Senior Bowl. He talked about traits. The common thing in this draft that we talked about, hey, 5 Senior Bowl guys here. It's 5 of them: Sam, Tolbert, Ferguson, Ridgeway, Waletzko, right? 5 Senior Bowl dudes. So we looking at these older players. We're looking at these players that have been playing a little bit longer, right? These guys, and all of our small school selections are Senior Bowl dudes, right? So just how those dudes interact, you know, via competition or whatever, right? I think that's very important. But then also traits. They're looking for traits. Are you floor guy or are you ceiling guy? We talk about that all the time. If you're a ceiling guy, then you're looking directly at traits. We talk about knee bend as being a valuable trait for offensive linemen. It's gold. It's more important than food, water, and shelter for offensive linemen. Being able to bend, being able to get low and not lean forward. Well, let's go with 6'7", 6'8". He's gonna have to bend somewhere. You know what I mean? And him having good knee bend, solid feet, him being physical, that makes him a qualified trade guy to work on for the near future. And even Will touched on, he just said towards the end, hey man, Waletzko is a guy that we can possibly develop to be a starter type guy for you. So that's how they feel about him. Go ahead, Will.
No, just using the word potential. It's there. Potential. He's got all the traits. It's like tenacity and traits is what they went after in this draft.
Do you think that they're going more towards ceiling guy because they've tried floor guy and floor guy doesn't work? Because technically Connor Williams was a floor guy. Connor Williams came in high technique, high movement, high athleticism, but he could get stronger or whatever, right? Or do they want to go with, hey man, I want the guy that's strong right now with nothing else, that has the ceiling to be much more than what he is?
I think that's what you should do in those rounds. Like sure. Round 5, give me all the traits. We'll see if we can mold it together, because what am I really expecting my 5th, 6th, and 7th round picks to truly do? Now, but the thing is, they did that with the first 2 picks, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, let's be real. Tolbert's more well-rounded at his position than Sam Williams and Tyler Smith, and from a technical standpoint. I think they went with upside there because they saw what happened in San Francisco or in Dallas against San Francisco. They have upside, but they also nasty. They're mean, they're tough, and they're going to move people on offense in regards to Smith. And then on defense, you heard what Sam said, I'm a damn dog. You know, release me, essentially. So, and then obviously the traits. So I just think it just happened to kind of all come together in the first 2 picks. But, you know, once you get to day 3, give me all the traits, bro.